What is up, everybody? Welcome back to this channel. This is going to be another review for Inhumans Episode 4, Make Way for Medusa. So it picks up directly where the last episode ended. The Black Bolt and the other Inhuman guy, I really don't know his name, are in the helicopter of some scientist, and Medusa is in a car chasing them. It picks up like maybe 30 seconds after that one ends. And they do a pretty good job wrapping that story up. The show is actually moving at a really fast pace. I mean, I can understand because it's only 8 episodes and they got so much to cover. But um, honestly, I didn't see that coming with Maximus being aligned with that scientist guy. I should have, but I didn't. That was a good surprise. Um, I mean, it really was because you got to think Maximus had connections on Earth already through the guys who shot Triton, and I mean, you gotta. I guess I didn't understand it, but I mean, you gotta understand he's probably has more connections, and it makes sense that there's a scientist experimenting on Inhumans that Maximus is giving him information. So, yeah, that was a good little surprise. And now this episode is aptly named "Make Way for Medusa" because they spend the majority of this episode focusing on Medusa and her relationship with Louise. Yeah, those two, they have a pretty good thing going on in this episode. You know, you see a lot of character growth in both of them. You find out a lot about Louise's interest in the moon and in humans, and you see Medusa start to loosen up the reins on her Inhuman Queen personality. She starts to become more likable as a person, and I thought that was really good for her. I mean, great for her because you can tell she's been like this for her whole life. Ever since she became queen, she had developed this really strong personality and a certain air about her, and now she can finally let her guard down because she is literally on Earth alone as this is happening, and she's never felt so powerless in her entire life. But they do make a point in bringing up some backstory for her and Maximus and Tybor, the geneticist, head geneticist. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out because apparently they all used to hang out, and Tybor turned his back on Maximus. So can't wait to see how that turns out either next episode or the next few episodes. But yeah, we're in a really good spot for halfway through the season, and I like the way that it is going. So now on to the finer points of the episode. Gorgon is just Gorgon. I mean, he's fighting, and honestly, I don't feel like he's known these the surfers well enough to consider them family. I thought that was a very weak point in the episode where he said, "I can't stand to lose one of you guys because you're like family." I mean, he's known these guys for like 3 days. I mean, really, if you think about it, from when he showed up to when they fought in the jungle to now hasn't been that long, and I don't think that anybody would consider a stranger like that family. I don't know. It just didn't seem real to me. And that's really all he did this episode. That's it. They showed him just long enough for him to say that sentence, walk away, boom, he's done. I didn't like that, but there's not much you can do with just a fighter. So we'll see how that goes. If those people follow him still, what happens? Who knows? Still being Crystal. She finally got Lockjaw or Vet to come see Lockjaw, and nothing's wrong with him. But she's not doing much. I can understand kind of where that's coming from because she's got to be like 17, 18 maybe even 19, and she's on this planet she's never been on before, completely alone. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, she's finally realizing that there's more to life than just being an Inhuman princess. And I feel like she's doing the same kind of story arc, just on a lower level than Medusa, becoming more like used to, I don't know, everyday life, not so much royalty. But yeah, I feel like she's gonna want to stay on Earth after the show is over with, just because she's got that little, um, I don't know, relationship type thing going on with this Dave guy. I thought that was a little out of the blue, but she's just a teenager. I mean, teenagers are gonna be the same no matter what, whether they're human. Who knows? I mean, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out too. There's really not much they can do with her. I feel like I keep saying this, but she's underused in this show. They do make a point to have her use her powers at least once an episode. I have noticed that. So I mean, at least she's not completely useless. Now Karnak is the big surprise. He's loving life on Earth right now. He's helping these pot farmers irrigate their crops, helping them. What is that? Collect them. I don't know what would you call that. Harvest them. Yeah, harvest them. Helping their crop yield grow, and getting a little cozy with a human. So I mean, I feel like he's not gonna want to go back, just like Crystal. But I mean, he's gonna have to. We all know that he's gonna have to because he's the royal advisor. So I feel like now this is just a guess, and I'm like 90% sure I'm right. But I feel like he's gonna get real close with this girl and that guy, Reno, who killed his partner, is gonna end up killing that girl, and his powers are gonna like come back online in his head, and he's gonna kill Reno, and then he's gonna go feel worthy of finding his family again. He's gonna find his family and go back to the moon. I feel like that's just my prediction, and I feel like I'm right because of the way the story is written. But we'll see. I mean, let me know what you think if you had that same idea. Because I feel like that's where they're going with his character, but I could be wrong. I mean, I've been surprised by this show before. But yeah, I don't think he's going to want to go back anytime soon. And now on to the big showdown of this episode. So Black Bolt and the Inhuman guy, the Earth Inhuman, are trying to leave the compound because they realize that they were prisoners for this lab scientist dude. And so on their way out, they run into Oran, Mortis, and the other Inhumans that are in her group. The only other one they named was Locust, who could find anybody through echolocation. And I kind of knew what was going to happen after they mentioned her powers. So when they meet, Mortis comes out of the blue and says, "Hey, you think you're the most powerful Inhuman?" And he decides to challenge Black Bolt. Black Bolt ain't having it, so he rips the gas thing open, and he decides that they're all going to go up in flames. Which, I mean, I don't know why Oran didn't shoot him. I mean, she had, 3 seconds between him moving to ripping the gas thing up. But, bad storytelling, I guess. Yeah, I mean, they all go up in flames. Black Bolt makes it just in time to safety. Oran gets blasted, so does Mortis. Mortis gets knocked unconscious. And then Medusa shows up. My bad. She shows up, she hits Mortis, everything goes up, and then it all happens. But the important thing is Medusa and Black Bolt are reunited. They grab that chick Locust who can find anybody on Earth, and they use her to start finding the family. And that's the end of the episode. So this episode was just kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of blah to me. I mean, it was just like a midpoint episode, sort of, at the turning point of the season. I mean, it was still enjoyable. It was just, I wish more would have happened. I'm expecting too much of these episodes, and they're only an hour long, and we only got 4 more to go. But, I mean, I want to expect more. I love expecting more, getting what I get, because, I mean, they could always make up for it in the next episode. And honestly, it's going good. I did read an article that the Inhumans show is getting just as much viewers as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4. So, hey, that's good. You guys just keep turning out on Fridays. Watch the show. I mean, with enough support, we should get another season, which would be amazing. So, I'm glad you guys are watching the show. I hope you enjoy these reviews. If you have anything that you want me to talk about, or if you want me to elaborate on, hit the comments below. Let me know. Ask me questions about these reviews afterwards, or pose questions that you would have me cover in the next video. Trust me, I am ready to talk about this stuff with somebody. I need people to talk about this with. I mean, I enjoy this stuff so much, you have no idea. So yeah, I hope you enjoy these videos. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next time.